The most severe damage from these storms appears to be in Berrien County. We're getting reports out of both Baroda and Stevensville. We're getting pictures in from the Baroda area that show the damage. You can see that some trailers were flipped onto their roofs. At least 2 homes and 2 barns were destroyed by the winds around midnight. There have been no reports of any injuries in this area. We have a crew in Berrien County, and we're getting video of that damage. We'll bring you that coming up later on Daybreak. Now, in both Kalamazoo and Battle Creek, the biggest issue is all the rain that fell overnight. Several roads are underwater, streets covered with several inches of water, making some of those roads impassable. Police are spending the night, and they spent the night working to properly block off some of those flooded roads. And as you head out this morning, you're going to want to drive with caution. If a road is underwater, it's best to simply avoid it and find another way around that mess. Now, several trees coming down in this storm and taking power lines down with them. Right now, nearly 4,000 people are without power. Consumers Energy telling us that 1,100 are in the dark in Calhoun County. More than 500 are without power near Kalamazoo. Midwest Energy says that 2,000 people are without power in the southwest corner of the state. Crews are working around the clock right now, and they aren't giving out the exact times of when they expect that power to be restored. And more than a dozen tornado warnings were issued last night, and for more on that, we're joined again by Laura Velasquez to tell us just about that. It's a pretty touchy situation if you have all those tornado warnings going on. Busy for you, and caution for people out there as well.
Well, definitely. Bill Steffen as well as Kyle Underwood were on air for almost 3 hours last night continuously. We had 14 different tornado warnings issued when I counted them up back from the start of things. At about 10:46, the first one went off. Now, here's the confusing part. We didn't have any confirmed tornado touchdowns in our viewing area just yet. However, we had a lot of what we would call Doppler indicated tornadoes, and we have a picture here that I want to show you, and this is what we look at from a weather perspective or a meteorological perspective. Okay, this is from Calhoun County just after midnight last night. Everywhere that you see green, this is basically wind data taken off of our Doppler radar. Everywhere you see green, we have winds going from basically the bottom of the screen up toward the top of the screen. Everywhere you see the brighter red color, we have wind coming from the top of the screen down to the bottom and a little bit to the right of the screen. And what that implies is this counterclockwise motion. And when we see what we call that couplet, so the red right next to the green, we start to worry about the potential for rotation within that storm. And that's what we had. So in this case, there's actually 2 of them. You see that one on the left center side of the screen, and then one more toward the middle, those 2 couplets. Both of those had tornado warnings out on them, because when we indicate rotation this strong within the cloud, we can imply that there could be a tornado on the ground. Now, at this point, we've so far just had reports in our viewing area of significant wind damage as well as some heavy rainfall. No reports of tornadoes just yet. However, the National Weather Service in Grand Rapids is going to be taking a very close look at these today, and they may actually be conducting some storm surveys as well. As far as the damage near Baroda, we've heard that could have been a possible tornado. That would be the National Weather Service in northern Indiana that's going to take a look at that. So definitely some severe weather that came through here last night, not only heavy rain, but also the strong winds, and we are going to keep up to date on the latest with what comes out of the National Weather Service. Back to you, Mark.